going in here, Mark? Check out the side of the island. Wait a minute. What's over there? What's in the water? As short as you can, okay? I can't get inside the second reef. I'll be back.
Thank God you're here. If you had walked through that door...
What's wrong? What's wrong? Who's on the phone?
Silas Trucker. He's threatening to kill Nola unless you speak to him immediately. He's been calling all the while you were away with the same terrible threats.
Here,
I've
give
been
me this.
trying to...
I'll handle it. I'll handle it. Silas? Silas?
Lucky for you, you came home when you did, Quentin. My patience was beginning to run thin. If you hadn't been there this time, your little Nola Reardon would have been dead in 20 minutes.
I'm not interested in your threats, Crocker. Just tell me what it's going to take to get Nola safely back.
Oh, it's very simple. I just want that golden cradle and all the other artifacts you've collected over the years while you were searching for the Golden Temple.
Fine, fine. You can have anything you want. You understand? Anything, but not until Nola is released.
I realize that you're not used to taking orders, Quentin. But I think you better start to get used to it, because this time I'm telling you what to do and when and how.
I'm listening.
Well, that's good, because I'm not repeating it. Someone will be contacting you shortly. This person will tell you where and when you can deliver the cradle and the other artifacts.
When is this person going to call?
Listen, you just pack those things and you stay close to the phone, because you'll only be contacted once. And if you aren't there, or if you make any attempt, to double-cross me, I'll never see Nola Reardon alive again.
It's good to see you again.
It's good to see you, too.
Amanda, didn't the lodge give you any of my messages? I called several times yesterday.
Yes, they did. But I got back to the room so late that I was afraid to call. I thought you'd maybe gone to bed.
Oh, no, we were up quite late talking after Mark came back from Chicago.
It's never too late to call us, Amanda. You should know that by now. Oh, Amanda, Ross called from Oklahoma City. He wants me to go over H.B. Lewis's latest proposition with you. I'd like to do it now if you have the time so I can get back to it.
All right. Let me just get organized for a minute.
Fine. Oh, while I think of it, Hope and I have invited Jennifer and Mark to dinner tonight. We'd love it if you could join us.
Thank you, Ellen. I don't think so. Not tonight.
Are you sure? It's been so long since the five of us has been together.
Maybe some other time.
Oh, Amanda, please come. Mark isn't going to be able to make it. We could drive over together.
Why don't I see how my day goes, and I'll let you know.
Fine.
So, what is H.B. Lewis up to now?
Well, before we get into it, let me tell you that I really don't go along with this idea at all. It has to do with filtering revenues through the Madrid office.
I don't know anything about that operation, so why don't you make the decision, Alan, and I'll go along with whatever you suggest.
Well, I'd rather not, because I think you should familiarize yourself with every aspect of Spaulding Enterprises. As a matter of fact, I've already talked to Mark about this, and the next time he goes to Madrid, I'd like you to go, too.
And now, the award-winning Guiding Light.
Yes, I understand, and I'll be waiting here for your call. But you listen to me, Crocker. I don't trust you for 1 minute. So if you harm one hair on Nola's head, so help me God, I will trace you down the ends of the earth. Do you understand? Crocker, are you there? Damn, you'll hide anyway.
Oh, Quentin, I'm so glad you're back and that you gave up that insane idea to follow Jamie Loomis.
I didn't give up at all. I simply followed Loomis back here to Springfield this morning.
Loomis is in Springfield?
Yes, and obviously it's Loomis who's going to contact me as to when and where I'm to deliver.
Let her be okay. Let her be here. Morgan!
Oh, Kelly, thank God you come.
Oh, it's okay, it's okay.
I was so frightened.
So was I.
I didn't think I'd ever see you again.
What happened?
We were out sailing.
You and Josh.
Then the wind started to blow.
Well, why didn't he turn
We
back?
tried, but we got caught on a reef and we couldn't get back into the channel.
It's all my fault. Never left the way I did.
It's my fault, too.
No, I was the one who left. I was the fool. Can you ever forgive me?
I think these are dry now, Morgan. Kelly, well, shortest shipwreck in history, huh, Morgan? Wait a minute, Kelly. It's not what you think.
You son of a... Do you think I'm blind? Do you think I don't know what's going on? Do you? Kelly! No!
Where are you going?
You two deserve each other! Did you find them? Yeah, I found them. Take you back to St. Croix. Come back for them. I'm sure Mr. Lewis will make it well worth your while. Are you gonna start this thing, or do I have to do it?
Are you all right? I can't believe he's leaving us.
He'll be back.
No, he won't. Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. No, he's not gonna leave us here. He'll be back.
Someone's gonna be back. It's not gonna be Kelly.
About it. You two are gonna work things out.
Never. It's never gonna be the same.
What kind of conclusion did you think I jumped to? I come over here to find out what happened to my sister, and you lied to me. Crocker had her all along, and you knew it.
Anthony, I never meant to lie to you,
But you did lie to me, Mrs. Renfield. That's my sister's life you're playing around with.
Believe me, Anthony, we realize that.
You do? Well, you got some way of showing it. But I've had it. I'm not playing with you people anymore.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna call Larry Wyatt. That's what I'm doing.
I can't let you do that, Anthony.
Get your hands off me, Mr. McCord.
Listen, I cannot let you get the authorities involved in this.
Okay, you want me to use this? I'll go use another phone, but I'm gonna call somebody, and they're gonna know about this.
Would you stop and listen to me? If you involve the police in this matter, you'll never see your sister alive again. Do you understand? Now just listen. Listen to what I have to say. I'll tell you everything I know, and then if you still feel we should involve the authorities, well, then that'll be the decision you'll make.
All I want is to get my sister back.
Exactly. That's all I want to do. Now, I think the best way we can do this is through a friend of Crocker's who's here in Springfield.
Who?
A man named Jamie Loomis. When I spoke to Crocker earlier, he said someone would be contacting me as to where I'm supposed to send the golden cradle and the other artifacts.
Yeah, I heard about that. Go ahead.
Exactly. Now, if Crocker's plan is going to work, he's got to stay in constant contact with Jamie Loomis.
So we follow Loomis, and he leads us to Crocker and Nola, right?
Hopefully, before it's too late.
But the police, they got computers. They can set up roadblocks, license plates.
Anthony, listen. I know the personalities involved in this better than you do or the authorities. Now, if we involve the authorities, you'll never see your sister alive again.
Quentin is right. Silas is desperate. If he thinks the police are on his trail, he wouldn't hesitate to kill your sister.
Trust me, Anthony. Believe me, I know what I'm talking about.
We can't just stand around here doing nothing.
Don't you think I realize that? Your sister's well-being means as much to me as it does to you, probably more. Look, my life, well, it would be meaningless if anything ever happened to your sister.
Okay, no cops.
Thank you.
One condition, though.
What's that?
Anything that happens now that has to do with getting my sister back, I'm in on.
You're dealing with murderers.
Well, you're gonna be risking your life to save Nola, aren't you?
Gladly.
Well, I guess I can do the same thing.
All right.
Mr. McCord, you gotta promise me you're not gonna hold anything back, though. I gotta know everything that has to do with this, okay? Everything.
You've got my word on that, Anthony.
We'll continue with part 2 of Guiding Light in a moment. The Newsbreaker Touch of Michelle Marsh, today at 5. This portion of Guiding Light is presented by Comet, the cleanser that disinfects as it cleans. Available in 4 sizes for kitchen and bathroom use. And by Prell, the shampoo that frees your hair to be beautifully full and thick.
And all other pertinent information, period. Lori, let's have copies made of both memos on the Lewis oil matter, and please see that they're distributed to all staff members who are involved or need to be notified. Come in.
Amanda, here's the first report from Harvey Snyder from the New York office. He wanted me to look it over and then pass it on to you. There are some preliminary suggestions there on some changes he'd like to make. Amanda?
Oh, yes, thank you very much, Mother. Is that all?
No. I'd like to talk to you.
Well, I don't really have the time right now. I'm sorry. Having just gotten back, I've got a lot to catch up on, and I haven't been able to reach Ross yet.
Amanda, you seem very nervous and tense.
I wish I could stop hearing that. Yes, I am a little nervous and tense, but with a multi-million-dollar oil deal riding on my decision, I think that's fairly normal.
I thought there might be something else.
Well, there isn't.
Well, I'm here if you need to talk.
I appreciate that. There's nothing I want to talk about.
Amanda, I'm sorry. I just have the feeling that something is bothering you, and I think it's very serious.
Nothing's wrong.
I'm not the only person who feels that way. I've talked to Mark. Alan is very concerned.
I wish everyone would stop talking about how I'm feeling. What am I? Everyone's favorite hobby? I have a lot on my mind, yes. But I'm trying to work through it myself, and I have to do it alone. I can't and won't talk about it to anyone, including you.
I'm sorry if I'm intruding on a private conversation.
No. Mother was just leaving. Is there something you wanted?
Yeah, I have the recent reports from the Madrid office. I thought perhaps you'd like to see them.
Yes, I would. Thank you.
Excuse me, I'll be in my office.
Did you want something else?
I think perhaps we should talk, don't you?
No, I don't.
What were you and Jennifer talking about?
Don't worry, I didn't tell her about us. But every time I see her, I have to make a conscious effort not to tell her the whole truth.
You can't do that, Amanda. Not yet. You have got to trust me. I am trying to find a place and a way to let her know.
Find a place and a way, and then what?
And then we can try to build a life together.
Can we what? I don't believe that's true, Mark. And I cannot go on pretending that what happened between us just didn't happen. Every time I see my mother, every time I see you, I feel so torn apart. I don't know how much longer I can take this.
And then, Anthony, I followed Loomis to, from the airport to a place called the Rhodes End Hotel on 7th Street. Apparently, that's where he's going to stay while he's here in Springfield.
Well, you sure? I know that dump. I used to live down on 7th Street. The place is falling apart. It's full of all the local sleaze.
Oh, that's exactly the type of place that Loomis would stay. But I plan to watch him and keep tabs on all his movements.
How are you going to do that, Mr. McCord? You don't exactly fit in down on 7th Street.
Anthony, I have no choice. I could change clothes, I suppose, and...
Forget it. It wouldn't work. You're just not 7th Street. I'll tell you what would work.
What's that?
I used to live down there. I know everybody lives up and down 7th Street, including Paulie Amato. He's the guy that owns that dump.
You know the gentleman?
Yeah, well, he's no gentleman, Mr. McCord, but I know him. There'd be nobody better to keep an eye on Loomis, find out what he does, who he calls, where he goes, than me. And I helped Paulie out of the fight one night at Fatso's, so he owes me one.
Fatso's?
Yeah, it's another bar down there on 7th Street. Well, listen, let me call Paulie and see what I can arrange, okay? Hey, here's your phone.
Of course, of course. But I must warn you again, Anthony, we cannot make any mistakes in our planned surveillance of Loomis. I mean, he's not a stupid man. One slip-up and it could cost Nola...
Yeah, it cost Nola her life. But that ain't gonna happen, Mr. McCord. I won't let it. Paulie! Yeah, how you doing? This is Tony Reardon.
No, sir, doesn't have any openings today, Amanda, but if she has a cancellation, she could take it before this appointment just made.
Okay.
Another one you missed.
Should have known.
I know how you feel. How's it been holding down the fort for Ed?
Well, it hasn't been as hard on me as it has been on Sarah. I mean, she not only has to juggle her own patients, but take care of the hospital staff, too.
I know she's had to clear so many hours to do Ed's work, and she's got to work late in the evening to take care of her own patients.
Yeah. Well, it'll be much better when Kelly gets back.
Have you heard from Kelly?
No, but I'm sure everything's going to be just fine now he's down in St. Croix. Once he and Morgan get together and talk things out, they'll be able to settle their differences. You know, they're too much in love to let one argument stand in the way of their relationship. Let's go.
The important thing is that we're here and we're together.
You're right. It's the most wonderful surprise I ever could have gotten, and I love you for it. Can I help it if all doctors need a little push?
What?
Somebody's got to tell Maureen that all medical men are a little slow in the proposal department.
What, is that so?
Yes.
That's what you think?
Yes.
You take it back.
Perfect. Like everything tonight.
I love you so much. Do you? Charlie!
Estelle. I'll be ready for work tomorrow. I'm sorry about the delay today, but there was an accident. There was no way of avoiding it. But tomorrow I'll work as fast as I can. I'll get finished on schedule, or close to it. I know it's important for me to get finished, too. See, I have to get back to Springfield, and... Okay. Thank you for being so understanding. Bye.
You all set?
Just hope I can work as fast tomorrow as I promised Estelle I would.
Sure you can. You're a pro.
I'm not so sure. Right now, I'm pretty hurt.
What?
And I don't want to talk about it.
So, Morgan, I think you'll feel a lot better if you verbalize your feelings. I mean, if you just keep the stuff inside of you, you'll just explode later on.
Maybe you're right. Right now, I am just feeling very, very angry.
Like Kelly?
Yes. You know, I'm not blameless in all this. But I was wrong to lie to him, even if lying was just not telling him. I should have confessed to him about the birth control pills. I'll take the blame for that willingly, but I won't take the blame for what happened to you and me. I certainly can't accept Kelly's reaction to it. He didn't trust me, he didn't believe me, he wouldn't let me explain. I'm not going to take the blame for this one.
Morgan, all the talking in the world isn't going to help unless you're talking to Kelly. Now, since you can't do that, I think the best thing for you to do would be to just try and get your mind off it. Concentrate on your work. Think about what you have to get through tomorrow. And then you can go home and deal with all this.
Right. How much longer are you going to be here in St. Croix?
I think I'm going to try and get in touch with Floyd and Spaulding also, and see if I can stick around a couple more days and fly back with you.
Oh, no, you really don't have to do that.
No, really, no, I want to. Really. I mean, I feel responsible for all this, and I want to do anything I can to uplift your spirits over the next couple of days.
Josh, I can't ask you to put your whole life on hold just till I get my problems straightened out.
You didn't ask, Morgan. I volunteered. I want to. There's no place else I'd rather be. Now, listen, why don't you just relax for a little while, and we'll have dinner tonight down in the
No,
dining room.
I'm not up to
Please,
it.
no arguments, okay, Morgan? Just... You have to eat, right? Just relax. And when you're ready, you just give me a call, and I'll come pick you up, okay?
Anyway, Ross, I've gone over all of the details with Amanda, and she's in complete agreement with all your recommendations. So if you can somehow manage to turn H.B. Lewis around on the issue of payment schedules and the fact that he insists that all profits be filtered through Lewis Oil, I feel sure that we can get this finalized and out of the way. Well, it's already taken up so much of our energy and staff time. Well, that's good. And I'll be looking forward to seeing you tomorrow when you get back. No, Amanda's out of the office right now, but she said to give you her best. Fine. Right, you take care of yourself. See you tomorrow. Do you realize that I've spent almost the entire day in this office helping Amanda conduct Spaulding business?
Well, I know she appreciates your help.
Well, I'd do anything to help her. I was hoping that brief vacation would relax her, get rid of some of that nervousness, but she seemed more high-strung now than when she left. Have you had a chance to talk to her about it?
I tried, but she wouldn't talk to me. She even seemed resentful that I asked.
Jennifer, do you know if Amanda will be going to Allen and Hope's tonight?
Actually, I'm not sure. I know she went over to the hospital to see Sarah, but she did say she would try to come later on.
Do try to make it yourself, Mark, even if it's just for a little while.
Well, I will. Depends on how long my meeting with my associate from London goes, but I will try to come. Thank you, Ellen.
Good. And I'm going to run down to my own office for a little while, see if I can get some work done.
Well, if it's all right with you, I'll come along.
I'll talk to you later. Yes, talk to you later, Mark.
Bye.
Listen, I just got your message, and I want you to know that there is to be no contact through this office again under any circumstances. Is that understood? Yes, I needed to know when you arrived from London, but you must realize that we can't have any contact through this office. No, I don't want to stay on this phone any longer. I'll meet you at my apartment. I gave you the address, didn't I? Right, 5:30. Oh, yes, we have a great deal to talk about, and a great deal of work ahead of us. But considering the prize, it will all be worth it.
I don't know how Mark can be so calm about all this and be so cool.
I don't know, maybe he's taking it just as hard as you are. Maybe he's just afraid to show it because then he's afraid it'll make it harder for the three of you.
The three of us. Sarah, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't want to hurt my mother, but... Well, there's one thing I can tell you I'm not going to do. I'm not going to Madrid with Mark. Spaulding Enterprises business or not. I don't think I could handle that.
Okay. Well, we'll discuss all of that at our next session, okay?
All right.
Excuse me.
Kelly, when did you get back?
Oh, Amanda, hi.
What happened?
Is Sarah around? I need to talk to her about scheduling.
I just saw her. Is Morgan all right?
Fine. Just fine. Excuse me.
Yeah, fine. I'll let him know. But thank you. Bye. Boy, for a news station, Miss Bauer.
Kelly, what on earth happened?
It was a disaster. I shouldn't have gone down there. It was just a waste of time and money.
Maureen, it's for you. It's Ed calling.
Oh, would you have him transferred to Ed's office? Sure. Kelly, please don't leave the hospital till I get a chance to talk to you.
Just transfer this to Dr. Bauer's office. Thank you.
Olivia, is Sarah in her office?
Yes. What happened?
Well, I can't talk about it.
Hey, come on. This is me. You can talk to me about anything.
Oh, not this time.
How was your flight, Brian?
Fine, considering the short notice I made it on. But from the sound of your voice, I sensed there was trouble.
Well, there was when we talked. Now, I'm not so sure.
About what?
Well, Amanda has always been very emotional, which is what we counted on. But lately, she's been able to find some amazing strength. I hope that you can find time to spend in Springfield. I think I'm going to be needing your help.
I'll stay as long as I can. Good. This business we're involved in is very important to both of us. Oh, I have to tell you, there's some bad news.
What now?
It's Mona's estate.
Her estate? Well, now, what is the problem there exactly?
It's her father, Peter Enright. He's trying to create some problems for us. And the longer it takes, the more expenses we're going to incur, what with travel and legal costs.
Oh, Mona. How you haunt me, even from the grave. Well, damn the expenses. I want that estate settled, and I want it settled right now.
I keep on it, of course, but it is going to cost. Especially if Peter Enright decides to put up a fight in court.
Don't you worry about the cost, Brian. I'll see to it that I get whatever money I need.
What did you ever do with that $1 million that comprised the Spaulding ransom?
Would you like to follow me? It's all right here. Safe and sound. But we mustn't spend any of it. Not yet, anyway.
I've never seen $1 million in a lump sum like that before.
It's impressive, isn't it? But it's nothing compared to what we're really after. Nothing at all. Compared to a virtual empire.
Mr. McCord.
Yes.
I thought I'd find you here.
Well, I can't seem to find myself any place else but here. I need to somehow feel Nola's presence. It comforts me and provides me with the strength to deal with what lies ahead.
It's what lies ahead that I want to discuss with you. I realize what you're trying to do by including Anthony Reardon in our plans, but...
I had no choice, Mrs. Renfield. Besides, he's very resourceful. He may prove to be very useful.
He's also very curious.
Like Nola.
And like Nola, he may discover more than he should.
Then we'll have to see to it that he never does. Besides, I am glad to have his help. I mean, if we're lucky enough to find Nola before it's too late, well, then I'm going to need all the help I can get. Besides, he's very, very right about one thing. He can trace Jamie Loomis's comings and goings much more inconspicuously than I ever could.
That's true. But he must never discover our secret. He must never, never find that out.
I've even begun to wonder if it would be worth protecting. If by protecting it, it would cost Nola her life.
You mustn't talk that way.
Oh, my God, I must find Nola, and I will. I will find her if it's the last thing I'm ever able to do.
Nope. Don't get your hopes up, Nola. I'm not gonna drink myself into oblivion like I did in that godforsaken island and afford you a chance to get away. Nope. Not this time. You know, it must be that we've been cooped up together in this place for too long because you're beginning to look good to me. Yep. You're beginning to look pretty good.
When I came out of Ed's office, you'd already left the hospital. I was kind of disappointed you didn't stay to talk to me.
Yeah, I really didn't feel like talking then.
Can you talk now?
Well, now's not really good.
Kelly, why are you shutting me out? You used to be able to talk to me. What's wrong? Have I done something?
No, it's... I don't even like to hear myself think about what happened down there.
What did happen?
When I got down there, Josh was with her. And I went crazy. I didn't give her a chance to explain. See, I've been thinking about it, and I know that I would never have any reason to mistrust Morgan. I mean, I don't trust Josh as far as I could throw him, but I do trust Morgan.
And did you tell her that?
No, I acted like a jerk. I made everything much worse than it was before I went down there.
Well, you could tell her now.
What?
Call her, Kelly.
You don't know. What would I say?
Why don't you start with what you just told me? I'll leave you alone here.
No, I'd kind of appreciate it if you'd stick around, you know? Moral support. Morgan Nelson, please. Well, are you sure she's not there? Maybe... No. No message. Thank you.
You should try her later.
Yeah, I will. I wonder where she could be.
Can you believe that we've been married for almost a year now?
I feel like I've always been married.
Kelly, if there was anything you could change, anything at all.
No, nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing. I mean, we're not perfect. We have goals. Children. Real family. But that just means that we have that much more to look forward to.
I had to propose to you!
Yeah, because you didn't give me a chance. No, take it back.
I take it back, I take it back!
What do you say?
Doctors aren't slow in the proposal.
Louder, I want that funny little man in the bathing suit to hear it.
Doctors aren't slow.
All right, that's better.
They're just bullies! I love everything about us. The way I proposed to you and the way you and I planned our wedding all by ourselves without anyone else.
Well, somebody might have called that a little immature, I guess.
I don't care.
Neither do I. I loved it too. And you know what?
What?
As long as we're alive, young or old, there's one thing that's never going to change. It's how much we need each other. That's what brought us together in the first place.
I needed you then, and I need you now. I'll always need you.
I wondered where you ran off to.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I just can't stop thinking about what happened this afternoon.
You wouldn't be human if you could.
Josh, did you see the look on his face?
Yes. It's not the end of the world, Morgan.
Do you think he'll ever understand?
Yes. Morgan, nothing happened between us. You know that. I know it. In time, Kelly will believe it, too.
No. Never.
Give him a chance, Morgan. No guy in his right mind is going to accept it just like that when he finds out that I spent the night on a deserted island with his wife, who happens to be one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life. And all I could think about was praying that a boat would come along and save us while you slept there in the sand beside me. I'm not trying to make light of it, Morgan. And I'm not siding with Kelly either. Yeah, I guess that's what I'm doing.
I know exactly what I have to do now. I should fly right home now to Springfield and talk to Kelly, and the hell with this shoot.
For what, Morgan? To prove to yourself that the prophets of doom were right all along? Marriage and a career don't mix for a woman. You never should have left the kitchen. You can't do that, Morgan. You know that. If you leave now, you're never gonna know. Maybe you can have it all. Fight for it.
It's not gonna be easy. But you're right. I have to stay.
I'm here.
I know that. You've You've been so wonderful. I don't know how I'm ever going to be able to thank you.
Just forget it. Just... let's not waste all this moonlight, okay? May I have this dance?
This has been the award-winning Guiding Light.